third out. My game's progressing. It was the funnest 3 minutes of my life.
Welcome back to the final table of the WPT Invitational. I'm Courtney Friel, and here are some of the highlights of the game so far.
At the WPT Invitational, a poker room manager had his invitation revoked. While the Robin Hood of poker used the night as his invitation to steal from the rich and give to himself. But this party is far from over. 3 pros and 2 amateurs are locked in battle for a 6-figure payday and a World Poker Tour title. 5 players remain in Los Angeles, but only one will write his own Hollywood ending.
Well, it's been a star-studded week. Celebrities and top poker pros have come out and played in this event. We are down to our final 5 players.
Let's go back down to the table.
Action's on the former park ranger, Tom Locke. He looks down at a small pair. He's got 2 5s. He's going to limp in. He calls for $20,000 under the gun.
Just calls. Now Jesse Jones with Queen 7. Goes out. Well, yes, he does. And now Barry Greenstein with 6-3.
There's absolutely nothing here. What can he be thinking about here, Vince?
Well, Robin Hood perhaps trying to take from the rich again. There he goes.
Wow, he's raised it $100,000 with a 6-3 offsuit here.
Strong move. Blair going out. Alan Kessler now with Queen 10. No, he goes away.
Well, he can't stand the heat.
And back on the former park ranger. He's got the pair of 5s. What do you do?
I want to raise.
He's going to raise it here.
Oh, yeah. Tom
is in second chip position right now. Barry Greenstein, our chip leader. He is trying to chop down the tree of Barry Greenstein, and he has done it, Vince. There's no way Barry is going to call this.
I hate to start a fire around this guy, I tell you. Look at this, a $250,000 raise. With a small pair, Barry says, no mas.
He caught Barry Greenstein with a match in his hand there, and he punished him, Vince.
Well, he is the Paul Bunyan of poker. He's bigger than life. 25 years in the woods, finally out amongst people. You know, and he's angry.
You got to love this guy. He's not afraid of that former WPT champion, Barry Greenstein. He just came right over the top of him and took that pot down.
Well, I got a feeling this man is fearless. Action's right back on Barry. This time he's got Queen 5, wants no part of it.
Blair quickly folds his hand.
Alan Kessler with an 8-7 with a button.
Lays it down.
And Tom Locke now with King Queen in the small blind.
Well, a strong hand in the small blind. And he's going to raise it. Makes it $70,000 to go.
The one to beat, that would be Jesse Jones.
Wow, Jesse's picked up a monster hand here. Now let's see how he's going to play it. Does he want to just call here and camouflage the strength of his hand? Or is he going to go ahead and raise and come over the top of him?
Ranger Tom looks a little disturbed there. Look at Ranger's eyes darting back to his man on his left.
Boy. He looks like he's looking for forest fires, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a keen eye. You can see for miles, this man.
Right now, he's looking about 2 feet away, though, and studying Jesse Jones intently.
Uh-oh, here goes the raise.
Well, Jesse is coming over the top with the ace-king. He's going to raise it $150,000 more. Vince, this is sort of a tough hand to get away from against a big blind.
Hey, don't upset the Ranger.
King-Queen is one of those hands we call a trouble hand when a guy raises behind you. Because even if a king or queen comes up, you could be up against ace-king or ace-queen. That's exactly the scenario right here. What a laydown by the former park ranger, Vince.
Yep.
Really a good one right there to get away from that king-queen. He gives a big blind credit for having a hand, and indeed, Jesse Jones had one.
And you know what? You got to think this is what makes this game great. We get to see the cards. We get to see what's going on in the minds of the great players, unlike any other sport.
Well, we know the park ranger can clear a spot in the woods. Right there, he cleared away from a tough hand to get away from. Give him credit.
All right. 5 players remaining. Barry Greenstein still out in front with about 9:56. Alan Kessler with 2:04. Action on Blair Rodman. From Vegas, he goes out.
Alan Kessler, who's only played premium hand so far, lays down an ace-8.
Tom goes out. Now Jesse Jones in the small blind with queen 4 spades.
Let's see what Jesse's going to do. He's going to limp in and call out of the small blind.
And now it's up to Robin Hood in the big blind. He's got 7 deuce at miserable hand.
Well, the worst hand you can pick up in Hold'em poker. But that doesn't stop Robin Hood from trying to rob the pot. He is going to raise it here.
Shame on you.
And Jesse Jones lays down the queen 4 spade.
How can you not raise with this hand?
You got that hand again. You always get that.
He'll just try work again.
Now, folks, this is what pros understand about the game that amateurs may not understand, and that is when a guy limps in, it doesn't matter what your 2 cards are. If you sense his hand is not that strong, you can raise the pot and just take it away from him. That's exactly what Barry Greenstein did right there.
Well, it's a fun game to play when you have a lot of chips. Barry's got a lot of chips. We're coming back with more. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
I knocked out a few celebrities just on fluke hands. Mike Sexton, he goes all in. I looked at my hand and I say, I have 2 kings. So I say, Mike, I have to call you.
King of bullets. There it is, king.
I really didn't want to knock him out, but I knocked him out. So he said, you better take these chips to the final table, which is a weird coincidence because now I'm not at the final table.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're in Los Angeles for the WPT Invitational, where the Hollywood celebs and the top poker pros mix it up.
Very shifty, dynamic play we're seeing here this evening. Tom Locke got king 9, goes out.
Over to Jesse Jones, who looks down at king 6. He's going to lay it down.
Now Barry Greenstein with the button with a miserable 4-3 offsuit.
Well, Vince, we got to give him a new nickname. It's called Raise with Anything on the Button Greenstein.
Oh, you're right. It's a 4-3. He is a beautiful thief. And Blair goes out with 10-6. Allen with ace-9, though, right behind him.
Well, Barry's done nothing but raise all day long with any 2 cards. Certainly Allen has to be aware of that. He's on the short stack here. Is he going to make his last stand right here?
I'm all in.
He's doing it. He's pulled the trigger for all his chips.
Right back.
Nearly 200,000. Meaning it's going to cost Barry
Quit helping.
about another 140,000 to make the call.
Barry just smiling. Well, now he's trying to figure out whether it's worth it.
Blair would never fold this hand, but I'm
No, it's not. He's going to lay it down.
He opts to lay it down, so Alan Kessler winning the pot by coming over the top of Barry Greenstein. A play he should be making a little more often, in my opinion, Vince. Well, certainly all poker players everywhere dream about capturing a WPT title. These 5 guys have got a shot to do it tonight. This is a $200,000 free roll tournament for these players. The winner will take home $100,000 in cash, plus get a coveted $25,000 entry into the WPT World Championship. Well, action's going to be on Blair Rodman.
He goes out. Alan Kessler now with 9 deuce in his hand. Lays it down.
Over to Tom Locke. He lays his hand down. Jesse Jones in the small blind with a 5-3 offsuit. Last time he limped in, he got raised by Barry Greenstein, but he's trying it again. He's limping in with the 5-3.
And Robin Hood says with a king 7 of hearts, I'm fine. Enough of that. Let's go.
Well, maybe Barry's got too good a hand to raise with this time.
He's confused by these kind of hands.
Well, the flop comes 5-4-4, so Jesse now has 2 pair, 5s and 4s, and he's going to check.
Yes, he is. Going to give free rein to Barry Greenstein.
Well, he knows Barry's a very aggressive player. Barry's going to bet $20,000, the minimum bet possible here.
That is a mild little bet.
Let's see how Jesse's going to play his 2 5s here. He's getting out some extra chips, it looks like, Vince.
Does appear that way.
And yes, he is going to raise it. Yeah. He's making it 60,000.
Oh, the strong check and raise move. With not that great of a hand, will it work? Yes, it does.
Well, Barry quickly folding his hand.
And he's made Jesse Jones a very happy man. All smiles, building up his chip stack.
So Barry Greenstein, who came to this final table with a big chip lead, is being whittled away here by these guys. Right now, his chip lead very small, Vince.
Well, I'll tell you something. Barry Greenstein, don't forget, is one of the high-stakes gamblers. He plays in some of the biggest cash games in the world. He is used to the big-time action.
Well, speaking of action, it's going to be on Jesse Jones.
Jesse's got about 473,000 in chips. This time lays down queen deuce. Around to Barry, and this time he's picked up a wired pair of fives.
Well, he's got the speed limit. He's got the 2 5s. He's going to raise it. Makes it 60,000 to go.
Into his old nemesis, Blair Rodman.
Oh, Vince, and look, he's got the same pair of 10s he had a little while earlier when he laid him down when Barry moved all in with 2 7s.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does with the 2 10s this time.
Can he make things a little different this time? Blair Rodman, also a high-stakes gambler. Bet on anything kind of guy.
Well, Blair has about $500,000 in chips. 60,000 to him. Let's see what he's going to do.
Oh, look at that face. He looks determined.
Looks like the Terminator.
I'm all in.
Oh, there it is.
Wow. He is going all in here for about $500,000.
Over the top, Allen quickly going out. And now the park ranger's got a pair of 7s himself.
Wow. So he's got a mini decision here, but he has a lot of chips, Vince. He's only a shade behind Barry Greenstein.
Well, the ranger says, I want to talk to Yogi. I'll get out of the way here.
And notice Barry Greenstein quickly folds his hand as well. Doesn't even consider calling with the 2 5s there.
Well, Blair Rodman is one of these guys that's been hanging around. Maybe not one of the big names in poker, but tonight could change all that.
Blair Rodman, I'm a professional gambler. When I got out of college, I put all my stuff in my car, drove west, and ended up in Las Vegas. My dad didn't really know what I was doing when I was in Vegas. And I won a big blackjack tournament, and they had retired to San Luis Obispo, California. He was reading the LA Times, and he looks through, and there's a big picture of me holding the trophy and the money. And it sounds like a good thing, but it wasn't. In the Reno tournament, I felt great. It's very exciting being on the set and being on camera, all that. Gave it my best shot. I just didn't quite get the cards I needed. I've got another shot at it, and I want to make the most of it.
Seat number 2 is Mr. Blair Rodman.
Don't forget, we started with 293 players 3 days ago. We cut through all the movie stars and TV stars, down to the superstars, and then we got down to these 5. Who's going to take this title? Action on Barry. Looks down at ace-6. He goes out.
Well, look at this. He folds the ace high here. Maybe that's because he's got the average man's chip stack right now.
And Blair Rodman with a king-7 of hearts. Does he sense an opportunity here? He's going to push a little bit. He makes it $45,000.
Yeah, Blair going to try to take command of this table now.
Allen with a 9-7 goes out. Tom Luck with queen 4. He goes out.
Round to Jesse Jones in the big blind. Well, he's got the 6-3 of clubs, but he's also got 20,000 invested in the pot. There's 85,000 out there. Cost him 25,000 more to call.
Does he want to experiment with his hand? And yes, he is. He's going to dabble.
Well, it's the kind of hand that if you hit something on the flop with it, you're liable to get good action and perhaps double up. He's taking a chance. Let's see if it works out for him. Well, he's flopped bottom pair. And notice Blair has flopped a flush draw. Now Jesse checks the bottom pair. Now, if you're sitting at home wondering what pro players do when they flop a flush draw, when people check to you, they bet.
Look at that. He's going to bet $100,000 into Jesse.
Now, here's the problem when you check bottom pair in this spot. Now you're to guess as the guy's got you beat or if he's just pulling a move on you.
Well, Jesse
if you lead out and get that information, you gather it much better than when you're trying to check and call.
Well, right there, Jesse does make the lay down. He's saying, you know, I got the tuxedo. Got to bring it back tomorrow. Might as well get some more airtime.
So Blair on the move right now, Vince.
Well, I tell you something. He is on a rush. He is playing good. Let's see if he'll keep it up. We're coming right back. Stay with us. The WPT Invitational here on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the WPT Invitational. We're down to 5 players here.
Our current chip leader is former park ranger Tom Locke. Been playing recreational poker for 25 years. In second place, professional player Blair Rodman out of Las Vegas.